Hi, my name is Brian Harty, coming to you from my basement office, and I would like to welcome you to the 2022-23 school year in Algebra 2, whether regular or honors. This is just a little overview of what class is going to look like, where to find the materials, where to find help and assistance, and just what it's going to look like for the teens here. So, first up here, what you're looking at on the screen, Google Classroom is going to be where like 90+% of what we do is going to run through. In class, we'll do a lot of paper and pencil stuff with a packet that I give them at the beginning of each unit. But as far as day-to-day things, knowing what's going on, figuring out when the next quiz is coming up, this is where they're going to want to be. Um, I use the mainstream just for quick announcements. If I'm going to be absent someday, if I'm changing my extra school hours, if I'm reminding them about a quiz and some things they might want to look at, I'll throw those on here. So they do want to be checking Classroom every day, even if they're in class. I would suggest checking their email as well because I like to communicate a lot. So just to make sure that they can always be on top of things, not be like, Mr. Hardy, I didn't know. Oh, I think you know. So once they're signed in, and that will be either in the email that you already received or the Skyward message you already received, you should have a class code in there, students. If you want to get signed into Classroom ahead, you can. Otherwise, we'll have some time to do it Wednesday when we meet up there. And so let me take you through a little bit of what this is going to look like. So what we've got here is the classwork section, which is where you're going to find basically everything you need in here. The weekly lesson plans to know what I've got planned, if something changes, if you're absent, what happens, so you don't have to come back and go, what happened? I don't know, because you will. You'll be able to see in here, along with answer keys for the homework. Sometimes I get concerns from people. Why do you give them the answers? Well, I want to know if they're doing it right, and so they can check things this way. And when you see my grading system a little bit later, it talks more about homework being for practice, being for learning, being for making mistakes. So when we get to the quizzes, it's better. So hopefully we don't just use the answer keys to copy because that's not helping much of anything. But as far as the lessons go, each week I will post lesson plans here. My old ones will always be here as well. So if you click on any week's lesson plans and open it up, again, regular honors, all the same thing, you'll come to a calendar, much like this one, and it just basically tells you everything that's going on. Now, the blue hyperlinks that are in here will lead you either to a website that we're using. That would happen the first day. But most of the other days, if you're rolling along, let's say Thursday, a student was absent, they could look on here and see where the pages were for the notes and the assignment. And then the blue hyperlinks there, if those are followed, will take them to my YouTube page where they can see the exact lesson that we had in class, running through examples and hearing me talk through. Now, if they still don't get it, they can come in and see me for some help. That is always a good plan and a good idea. But just to kind of let you see how that works. So these will always be here for them. And then I try to give little previews too for what will be coming the next week. Now, if we go back here, again, the answer keys down here a little bit further as well will align exactly with the worksheets that they have in their packet so they can look in there, see if they're doing it right, know what questions they may want to ask. Students can send me emails. I'll be happy to try and go back and forth as best as I can with them, with those to try and help them. But I'm a father of a very rambunctious 8-year-old, so when I'm home, I don't, oh, and there he is. I don't always get to my emails right off the bat, but I do sometimes try to get to those as best as I can. But it may be after this one goes to bed sometimes.
And my birthday is tomorrow.
And there it is, and his birthday is tomorrow.
So Daddy's speaking my birthday, I need to sign something.
Okay, so but just as in couple more FYIs here before I kind of wrap up a little bit. Under my helpful info, I will always have my extra help hours down here. At the start of the school year, my game plan is going to be after, well, I'll show it up here too, is going to be before school starting at 8 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then to be after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I can kind of hit everybody a little bit as I'm going along here, because I've still got things here at home that I need to do as well. So, makeups for quizzes and tests and questions. We do get time in class for questions too, so between email and extra time and in-class help, I think we're in pretty good contact as far as making sure we got enough time for that. I do post other things as well for help online. Maybe something's not clicking with Mr. H. Never offended if you find another teacher if that happens. I do that for some other students who have other teachers as well. We all help each other out. But a couple of good online resources. Khan Academy, CK12, both free. Um, any subject really has some good stuff in there. So it's just another option. And another big question I get at the start of the year is, hey, do I need to go out and spend $120 on a graphing calculator? Here's my thing. If you're going to be going to upper level math, it's probably going to be worth it to go ahead and purchase one and have it. Okay, so you're used to it all the time. It's the same buttons and everything. Those are the ones we use in class. Are they necessary for 90% of the things we do? No. So if all you want to do is go out and get a regular $10 scientific calculator, that's going to be fine for 90% of what we do. However, one cool thing we've found over the past few years is apps for the phone get better and better. Now, I don't want the phone apps being used in class, okay? We got the calculators right there. Get used to them and use them. But, and I sent this out in my message as well, best ones that I know that are free, and they're exactly like the graphing calculators we use in class, same button presses and everything, is Calculate 84 for Apple and Wabbit for Android. And I always have students looking for new ones too, so if I get those, I'll post those on here as well. The last thing I would like to mention, just in general here, before I wrap this up, because I've already been going longer than I thought I was going to, is please stay in contact with me. If you're concerned about something with your student's grade, or they were absent a while and they're falling behind, please reach out to me. I'm super quick at getting back and want to keep that going before anybody digs a hole ever. Hopefully that never happens. But the one other thing along with that I will mention is I'm a real easygoing teacher as long as my students are giving me their best efforts on things. Um, as long as they're pushing as hard as they can, working on homework. Yes, practice is important. I always tell students, if you play a musical instrument, you don't just show up to the recital and never practice. That'd be bad. You don't never show up to any practices for your basketball game and then think you're starting. You're probably not. It's the same thing with math class. You've got to practice. There are going to be some struggles, but that's what I'm here to help you with. So again, if there's ever any questions during the year, please reach out to me at brian.harty@harlem122.org. That is the best and quickest way for me to get back hold of you as well. Otherwise, I look forward to working with you and your teens this year, and have a great day.